just like static weight right now, what I can feel in my hands, I can definitely feel it's heavier. So let's see. Nope, not as good. What's up guys, BrunsNick's back, and it's time for a comparison in ball weight one more time. 16 pounds versus 15 pounds. Man weight versus 15 pounds. Now 15 pounds is the most common weight used out on the PBA Tour, as well as with performance bowling balls. But I'm going to put it to the test. Is 15 pounds comparable to 16? Is there any benefit to using the heaviest weight possible? Am I going to get more strikes, more carry, more hook? We're going to find out. We're going to look at some of the data along the way with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's take a look at 15 pounds versus 16 pounds. All right. We're doing a comparison, of course, 15 versus 16. Now, I haven't thrown 16 pounds since probably 2003, 4, somewhere in there. That's about the time when I gave up 16 and went down to 15 pounds. Well, I'm going to throw 16 pounds for the first time in almost 20 years. We're going to test them out. I got 2 ZigZags here, drilled I-dentical. I-dentical. And I got SPECTO running. We're going to look along the way. I'm going to throw some shots. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see if I see any difference in performance or hitting power versus 15 and 16. So they're drilled identical. Like I said, I'll call them out. We got the 15 pounder here, and we're going to just go. Let's do it. So let's just start right in the middle dot so I remember where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, the first video I did with 14 versus 15 did so well. We're going to talk about this weight now. Oh, man. Yeah, great shot to start. So, obviously just getting warmed up. First video of the day. So last time I got a lot of good comments on the 14 versus 15 video. How I did it, you know, maybe I should throw more blocks of shots to see if there's any difference. You know, like 5 of each, 10 of each, whatever. So I'm just gonna get warmed up with 15 for the meantime. And then we're gonna talk about going into 16 pounds and what I feel here. So. Yeah, like I said, like 15 pound is what I use. That's what I'm most comfortable with. You know, but there's a lot of people that are stuck on 16 pounds still. We don't sell a whole lot of them, but there are the diehards out there, and there's actually a couple people on tour that still use 16 pounds. But see if there's any difference in hitting power or hook, anything like that. Or difference in ball speed. That's going to be a lot of big things there, because if the ball hits harder, that's great, but if you can't throw it as hard, is it even that great to throw? Hello. Hooking. Definitely got around the side of that one. I'm actually pretty excited to throw this 16 pounder. Like I said, it's been 20 years since I've done it. I'm going to throw one more with the 15. See if we can't get a good one in there and get it through the pins and see what we got. Got to have at least one good crunchy strike, right? Threw a few shots with 15. I think I'm warmed up enough now. I think I'm good. I'm going to throw some shots with 16 and just talk about what I feel and what I see. So let's swap these out. 16 pounder. Man, the problem I had last time when I was going to the lighter ball was that I didn't really feel the 14 pound on my hand. It took me a shot or two to get adjusted to the lighter weight. So I think going from lighter weight to heavier weight is going to be a lot different. We're going to find out. So I'm going to stand on the same spot, throw some shots. Just like static weight right now, what I can feel in my hands, I can definitely feel it's heavier. So let's see. Nope, not as good. I thought those two were pretty close. I'm going to look at the SPECTO numbers there and see just how close. So those two were pretty close to one another. You know, I threw the 16 pounder maybe a little faster, but pretty much on the same line. Bad break there, 7-10. Let's throw some more shots. I gotta say that the feeling on my hand at the bottom there was actually not bad. I don't feel like I struggled. And the fact that I threw it harder, I don't know if I was compensating or what, but I definitely threw it harder than the 15. That looked pretty darn good. Another thing we tested in the 14 versus 15 was rev rate. Could I get more on this 14-pound ball versus 15? And it was a little bit easier. If I remember right, I was able to get a few more revs on the ball when I was really trying to hit on the ball. I don't normally throw it like that, but maxed out, I felt like I get more on a 14. I got to think the same for 15 versus 16. I feel like I could hit probably a 15-pound more than a 16. But is that necessary? If I got that extra pound and I'm able to throw it the same speed as a 15-pound, then the 16-pound ball should be superior, right? That's the theory. And it all kind of boils down to stamina too. Will I be able to throw a 16-pound ball for a long time? Uh-oh, that's wide. Come on. So that's a half pocket hit, and that kind of hit like a flush pocket hit. I mean, accuracy is important. You got to be able to stay in the same zone and keep it within your target. Now, if a 16-pound ball you're struggling with, or for that matter, it could be any weight ball if you're struggling with. You know, if you're at a point where you're struggling with a 14-pound ball, good idea to maybe drop. So right there, I'm 2 for 3 on strikes, and I'm 3 for 3 on pocket hits with 16. I've kind of felt like I've sprayed it maybe a little bit more. Let's try to really get one flush here. Yeah, see, that's where I think the 16-pound ball is going to dominate a 15-pound ball. That shot was a little bit in, light mixer type hit, off pocket hit, and it carried through there. Had a lot of extra hitting power at the bottom. I'm going to throw one more with the 16-pounder. Let's try to bend one a little bit. Let's try to crank one up a little bit, maybe try to send it. Get it out there. See if I can manipulate the ball a little bit. Get up. Yeah. I think 16-pound ball might be the answer for me. I don't know. You know, I'm going to do a follow-up video to this. You know, if you've seen a couple of the pros talking about purple hammer or now the black hammer, is a lot of them have a 16-pounder in the bag. Because if you look at the numbers, okay, typically from ball to ball, on our line, I can only talk about the BrunsNick brands, is the differentials between a 15 and a 16 and a 14 are going to be pretty close. Very, very rare are they any different from one another on a measurable difference. But in the case of purple hammer, black hammer, you actually get a little bit more differential out of a 16-pound versus a 15. So those guys see a little bit more flare, a little bit more hook, and so it's an option. So I'm going to test that out another time. All right, back to 15. See what we see. Yeah, I can feel the weight difference right now. It feels really light. It's kind of nice. Let's see how weird this feels now. Yeah, it's weird. I tell you what, there's a lot of people out there that say they throw a 15-pound ball, but they drop a weight to throw their spare ball. And I gotta say, that's probably the worst idea I've ever heard of. To feel the difference in that every time you shoot a spare? No, don't do it. And if you do it, put in the comments why you do it and what's your spare percentage. Curious to know. Does the lighter weight give you more control, or does it actually kind of hurt you a little bit, I think, when consistency happens? All right, another 15-pounder here. That's wide. Usually it takes me a couple shots to get reaccustomed to the weight, but I want to get that half pocket hit. I know we've already had one, I think, in the beginning of the video, but I want to see again how the 15 responds to the pins when you miss in and you hit kind of half pocket. That kind of mixer flat hit. I want to see how 16 looks versus 15. Maybe. Nope. Ew. What the heck is that? Are you kidding me? 349? I don't think I've ever left that in competition. I'm gonna probably add that to my next split challenge now that I've left it. 349. Good Lord. All right. The lanes are starting to break down a little bit. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment off that spot. So I'm gonna move like 3 and 2, 3 with my feet, 2 with my eyes. There we go. All right, we're back flush. Now I can work on getting that ball in and trying to hit that light mixer, and then we'll switch back to 16 and see, once we open the angles a little bit, is there a difference now? So that's the main thing, is how is the 16 pounder gonna react when I move in? Am I gonna be able to get enough revs on the ball to get it back? Tell you what, struggling a little bit to try to get this half pocket. That's just kind of an ode to the zigzag. Great ball, great backhand, great hitting power. But let's bear down now. All right, not bad. Let's switch back to the 16 pounder now. Let's see what the hits look like after this adjustment now. Let's do it, let's see what we see. Will the ball still recover and hit like it wants to? Uh-oh. Okay, so that was definitely a factor of just not getting enough on the ball. I don't think I hit that ball as hard. So I'm gonna be a little bit more cognizant of that. I think, you know, that first shot, feeling that extra weight, I need my hand to kind of adjust and accommodate for that extra pound. So I'm having a little bit different effect where I did with the 14, where I was missing it and throwing it out the window. That was my issue with the 14. Now it's like I feel like I'm getting bogged down and my hand doesn't know how to react to the extra weight. There, better. Tell you what, there's no doubt in my mind that a 16-pound ball hits harder than a 15-pound ball. That's it. That's the bottom line. The only thing is, can you consistently get it there and do it? If you're bowling 8-game blocks, bowling league, whatever, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, the best bowlers in the world, and only a small percentage throw 16. So, is it worth it? Do they get that extra hit a game or two to give them an advantage? If that was the case, everybody would still be throwing 16. There's that light hit. Yeah, I mean, I can't call it. Would I ever throw 16 pound? No. I don't think I would. I think I would fatigue a lot faster throwing 16. I don't think I get enough revs on it. Now, if I was throwing urethane, like I will in an upcoming video, I can see myself throwing 16 for that. I try to hit that one. Yeah, look at that pin, it flies up. Flies up. That's how hard the ball hits with 16 pounds. Yeah, it's a tough call, y'all. I don't know. That's what you're gonna have to balance. Whether that extra hitting power will make up for the fact that you might miss a few shots at the bottom, might not get enough on it. My accuracy has been okay. I don't think I'm suffering from that. But I don't know. That's a great shot. Come on. All right, so it's still on the flat hits. You know, you're not going to get away with I don't think more than a 15-pounder would. You know, on those lazy flat hits that come behind the head pin here. I don't see the need for a 16-pound ball. Now, while it's fun to hear the ball hit the pins and crush them, I just don't know that 16-pound is the answer anymore. We're obviously still gonna make it. That's cranked. Because there are diehards out there that are wanting to throw 16 pounds. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna throw one more shot, maybe two with 15 pounds, and just talk about it a little bit more. Go back to getting my 15 pound on here. 16 pounds, goodness. That's a workout. If everybody thought I was out of breath already in the videos I do, thank you, asthma. Yeah, imagine doing a full set with 16. I'd have to get a walker and a cane. That's just so much easier. Yeah. We're gonna look at the SPECTO. Obviously the rev rates on SPECTO aren't always accurate. It's always up all over the place. But from a field test, I'm getting more on a 15-pound ball rev rate, and I'm not having to try as hard. Name of the game, speed, rev rate. That's it. Let's throw one more. See if we can't throw a 15-pounder to make the 16 jealous. Crunch. Yeah, that's my take. 16-pound versus 15-pound. Is it worth the extra hitting power of a 16-pound to change? My opinion, not really. I think for most people, they're gonna struggle long-term throwing 16 pounds. Now, there are gonna be the purists out there that say, hey, man weight or nothing, and that's fine. If that works for you, great. Use it to your advantage if you're still strong enough to throw it. But by all means, if you're still using 16 pounds and you're struggling to throw it 12 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour, drop down in weight, please go to a lighter weight. I promise you, your scores will go up. That's all for this video. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys thought. And as always, check out the merch, Inside Bowling. Link is in the description. Talk to you guys later. Please subscribe.